You're listening to Pure Mending, exploring the triad of happiness, health, wealth, and relationship transformation. Body, mind, voice, rise. Your host here, Linda Than. This show will serve individuals navigating personal growth, healing, and breaking the silence, especially single parents providing inspiration, guidance, and day supportive community for a resilient and fulfilling journey. As we embark on this adventure, let's remember our guiding mantra: do something new, something different. It's not just a motto, it's a call to an adventure, an invitation to step into the unknown and discover the power within ourselves. Welcome to episode 6, Healing Together, celebrating World Refugee Day, June 20th, with Ny Derry. Pure Mending's mission of healing support and community empowerment. So let me introduce you to Ny. Ny came to the United States as a refugee from Laos in 1980 at the age of 8, along with her parents and 3 siblings. She attended Broome Community College and then transferred to Binghamton University State University of New York, where she earned a Bachelor of Science in Social Sciences as a first-generation college graduate. For over 25 years, Ny has been involved as both a staff and a volunteer for the Girl Scouts Council in Michigan. She has been a lifetime member of the Girl Scouts of the USA since 1997. Ny is the proud mother of 2 daughters, both of whom are software engineers. During her career break to be home with her daughters, Ny was actively involved in various organizations supporting her daughters' development, such as leading a Girl Scout troop and serving as the PTA president. Additionally, she mentioned her daughter's first robotics team as the communication mentor and the program management role. Her involvement with the robotics team inspired her to pursue a certification in coding, leading her to completing a 10-week Java developer bootcamp. Later, she founded the Girls Who Code Club in Livonia, Michigan, in the fall of 2017 and continued its activities through 2019. Ny has been passionate about uniting the Lao Laotian community since high school. In 2010, she created the Lao Helping Lao Facebook page to uplift and unite all people of Lao heritage and their allies. In January 2023, Lao Helping Lao became an LLC, marking the beginning of Ny's social entrepreneurship journey. So some past and present fun fact about Ny: she is a crew manager for her husband's car racing hobby, an ex-real estate agent, a stay-at-home mom, career break for 16 years, first robotic high school competitive team mentor, Girl Scouts Highest Gold Award advisor, Girls Who Code facilitator, empty nester with an RV to explore. Wow!
Wow.
You do all this. What a super mom.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. Wow.
Yeah, husband's car racing hobby. Did you know I was a street racer in my teens?
Wow. My husband would love talking to you.
And now you cannot do any street racing. Back in Utah, I was doing street
Oh,
racing there, and also when I came to Oregon, I was racing cars. Also, it was either in the
wow.
speed or the challenge that when they were racing, I wanted to get in there. That ever since then, I was hooked.
Wow. Yep. I cannot do it. I could only be the manager.
We are like, we have empty nesters with an art to explore. That's
Yep.
awesome. I can't wait to hear more.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
All right. Thank you, Ny, for being on the show. I have so many questions for you, and I know our listeners can't wait to meet you in person. Let's go into some of the questions that I have. So, mentorship is a core value of Pure Mending. I want our listeners to hear who have been a model or a mentor in your journey that has influenced you, or memberships.
Wow. I've been thinking about this. I've been thinking about these questions, and no one mentor has stuck into my mind, but there's many, many people without their knowledge that they have touched me in some way. And one of the things that stands out is that, of course, when I arrived here, when I was 8 years old, my sponsor, which is in the Black community, that I never seen a black person before, and had come and welcome us to this new land that we new beginnings that my parents has uh, took us. And once he came and welcomed us, hug us, he was our protector. He was our everything is going to be fine. That stands out as far as who is this man and his family to have that sense where I'm going to take this refugee's family to be under my home and under my care. And I know it's church sponsorship, but to be able to take responsibility for somebody that they don't know anything that much about, but take that risk because of the situation that we were in. From that concept for an 8-year-old to see is that the giving, the mentoring, the helping my parents to find a job, helping to clothe us, having donations for us. The community comes together. So, all that giving that I received, that's what I want to give back. Is that it doesn't belong to me. Somebody gave that to me. So, I want to give that away. So, the kindness, the community, the outreach, the compassion, the hope that they gave me is those things that I want to give to somebody else. And and I think that's what shaped me was somebody has sponsored a family, the whole concept. And that's what leads me to what I'm doing now is that to be the beacon of somebody that don't have a clue of what they could dream of, and that you could show them the possibility. And that's right now talking to you, that's really stuck to me when you mention what stands out, who's that. And I think it's not that just one person, again, it's the whole community that welcome us in open arm. And that's why through my life I didn't understand come to the United States the black and white issue, because all I knew was this black family and community that welcome us, and that's not talked about. But I know through my life whatever's in the television c- is not coinciding what I'm living. And so that's first of all, it was conflict within a child's mind, and also teenagers and all that, and that part. So I gone through life navigating of what's real and what's not real, and through the shows, and to talk about mentorship, and that's the show that give me guidance too, just like the TV shows, what family do I want to 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 create. you know my show that I watched a lot was Little House on the Prairie, and of course the Cosby Show, because those are the family moments that I love that they discuss. They have career, there's a issues, there's a family meeting, and so I incorporate that to my non-speaking parents, which they go, what are you doing? Why are we talking? You should be listening to me, things like that. So, and of course, I mentioned Oprah Winfrey Show was my my connection to how I want to live and understand the world, because she takes her audience through the answering the curiosity and learning different things that she's not aware of, and introduce it in the television. Have to, because my environment didn't allow me to think and grow how I wanted to. The next best thing was the community I'm living, whatever they have as far as programs or things like that, for helping the people that are going through rough time, to media where they show a family dynamics that I want to create in my life. Of all those things, and because my parents was not able to give that to me, which I don't blame them in any way. So, and that's how I became the mother and the parenting I was to my two daughters. And I did the best I can, but they might tell you differently of what kind of mother I am, but I tried my best. That's hopefully I answer your questions about what shape who shaped me, and I think it started with my
That's awesome. I
sponsors.
also want to know, and maybe you can also share our to our audience, when you said you're coming here and as being a sponsor, what are the main reasons for your coming here as a refugee? What happened?
The main reason is what I learned is that there's a
Mhm.
difference between refugee and immigrants. So immigrants, they come here for better opportunities, and all that stuff that is not their life is for the better, for the most part. But refugee is fleeing for prosecution, or it's like life and death situation. So in my situation, of course, with the Vietnam War, um, you know some of the which till today is a secret war, and that's why it's never talked about, because I'm pretty sure that my my father's generation, if they are talked about, they have consequences. And so every time I want to know something, there's
Mhm.
always a shutdown in in the sense of why we are actually here. But now that I'm grown up, as far as looking for information, is that there was a war and we lost my dad. For us to stay there, our life is in danger because we were with the Americans. And then we flee, and then we went to Thailand, to be in a refugee camp and to apply for anybody that want to sponsor us. Either some people have family already there in the country that they were displaced, or a group of people that want to help the situation, sponsorship. That's why my family and I are here, and then I of course joined with other the Lao community, Laotian community in the United States. And of course, we are displaced all around the world. But we either could wait to go to be united with our family in France, or we got sponsored, and we do not want to say no. I pass. I don't want to go with the United States, but of course took it because I know through learning is that a year in a refugee camp is nothing to compare to 15 to 18 years in refugee camp, like some other countries around the world that they have, which is that's another issues that refugee are are different. So all I could say is that our life is in danger, and we need to be able to get out, and the sponsor save our family from that situation, and to come to start a new life. And now it's my
Thank you
new
for
home.
sharing that. Well, I'm glad you're here, and we are here talking and sharing about this. Same thing with my family. I can resonate with that. Is they with that happening is they were in danger. My dad had worked in the U.S. Embassy, and he had asked my mom, "We need to go," and she goes, "Go where? This is our opportunity.
Mm,
They're gonna fly us out today, and do you want to go?" And she was kind of like,
mm,
she remembered her telling me, and I think I'll get more of her story. She's like, "Okay, here I'm gonna go with you because that's her husband." And then he had asked his brother and family, sisters and stuff, if they wanted to go with him too, because everybody had an opportunity to come, and being scared and leaving was one of the things that some of them decided, no, I have a family, I'm going to stay back. So he was the first person to bring my mom
Mm.
here. And I always say this, I was born, no, made in Cambodia, born in the USA. That's how I journeyed, was
Mm.
through my mom's
No.
womb to be born here. And that's when she said that, my
Mm.
dad gave us an opportunity to live here, to come here and escape. And unfortunately, it didn't happen for the rest of
Mm.
the family, but they're still there. My dad's side of family, I haven't talked to them, which I plan to go back and learn more about Cambodia and find out where, and to learn more about what happened, and silently, until I'm able to, to share it, because some of the things that our parents don't even want to talk about, or our my grandpa, I don't think I've ever asked him, because I don't know how he would feel. But thank you for sharing your story and how you got here.
Okay.
And with Lao Helping Lao, can you share what you would do to create that safe space for others to share their stories and their experiences, just like this or anything else?
Yeah, I created Lao Helping Lao is because sometime I felt alone as far as um, being a Lao person, a Lao American, and being in my 50 now, empty nester, got laid off, and have to reinvent myself. Some of the things that came to where my questioning is like, who am I? Especially when people are asking me, um, what is Lao American? What is Lao versus Laotian? All the stuff that is confusing when I was young is confusing now. So I stopped making excuses and say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna tackle this because it means a lot. Getting to know who I am. So if I do Lao Helping Lao, at least the focus I want to do, because I always have that passion, is to understand why we're here, and what we could do to better ourselves, or a purpose in life, let's say. So first I have to know who I am and find somebody to help me learn where I came from and what happened, since I don't have that answer from my parents. My mom now passed away, so it's like it's and my dad's is still alive, so I don't have too much time to make excuses to learn our history. So I'm hoping that Lao Helping Lao is an intimate, start out with intimate, where I could, through my 25 years experience of nonprofit, volunteer and working, that I could be of help to somebody to explore why they're here, or where they're going to go. So the safe spaces would be the one-on-one with me, and then see from there where it takes. And that's how I start the process of my membership route, as far as being a student, to being an adult, to having the organization you work for, or being a founder, co-founder of organization, um, to then in turn mentor the younger generation, or the people that wanting to know your field, to either explore it or develop it. So that's the whole gist of what Lao Helping Lao is that to be that space to explore, and have an subject matter expert to help you whatever path you feel that you want to explore or need help with.
Yes,
So I
this
hope
is
I answered your
amazing. I'm
question.
actually having my one-on-one with you today, your
Yes.
journey and all your
Yes.
accomplishments. And I feel that I am also excited about where I'm going to go and where we are going to go together. And that's what is keeps me paddling, like staying up and believing in my own my own mission, right? Where I see myself in the future and finding my tribe. And I'm happy that I got to meet you through Deep, who is a part of the Laotian American community of Michigan. That's what it is through community, through people that we meet and connect together. So, as an advice from you, I want you to share with our listeners who may be seeking support or looking to connect with a supportive community. What advice do you have for them?
Um, well, first of all, you have to recognize that you need help or seeking support or whatever that is. First, you have to recognize it, that you can't do it by yourself. And if you don't recognize it, then you're gonna be doing it by yourself. But the problem I find that is that there's not the organization that you could go to do that, and that's why I created this, because I can't find it for myself, and I'm a kind of person that if I can't find it, I'm gonna be it. It seems like for the listeners that are listening, either you are seeking or you already have something to give to help somebody that you were once there. So it's for everybody. So it's for people that need help and then the people that already have their thing together to give to that person. So mentorship is big that Lao Helping Lao want to develop, and that's why is going to be known as a directory for the community to use, and which is the subject matter expert or the founders or the CEO of the subject that is in Lao Helping Lao directory. And it's varies, it's everything from music to business to law to government to vocations. I mean, hopefully I don't miss anything. So anybody that are seeking or want to give something, Lao Helping Lao is for you to start out with. So that's how all you could do is those subject, and if anything that you could do where your stages in your life, and that's how you start, and then start
There you
talking about it.
go. Thank you, Nee. If you are listening and you are seeking, looking,
Sure.
or want to provide those
Hmm.
services, please reach out to Nee. And by you
Hmm.
sharing that, you just
Hmm.
talked Linda language, and it was that's why I want 10K and Co is a place for resources, a directory for all organizations to to be there so people can have to reach out to. But not most importantly is if people come to us and they're like, well, I need this, where do I start? That's where we want to be, where that one-on-one talk is come to us, come see me. She will be able to provide you the resources. What's most important is knowing, there are other organizations that are providing this. What helps us to stand out? What do we need to do? And we won't know this unless you come and talk to us and tell us, hey, you're not, these are things I don't see in our community. I would like to have this. And so that's when we welcome our listeners, people who are looking, seeking, adding to our organizations. What do they don't see? And how can we work together and collaborate to come
Right.
to the red table and bring this to our listeners and to our organizations.
Hmm.
I
And for me, it's Lao Helping Lao is a big thing with finding solutions. Our tagline is finding solutions, and it's like we don't want to be the problem of wherever our situation is. So, and we don't want to be a victim anymore. So we want to be organization that bring out the best and of everybody has the potential to when they have the right information or resources, and of course the information and resources we need as well. So if you could provide that, that's also is needed as well. As I was telling Linda, it's this venture that Lao Helping Lao is started 2023, so that's just a year ago. And it's social entrepreneurship that is want to convey to the listener is what we aim to be is whatever money that we earn or have would be back to the impact. And hopefully, we work with enough organization and people that we eventually be just helping each other, mentoring each other, guide each other, you know do whatever that is that we're curious about or wanting a solution for. I'm hopeful that Lao Helping Lao could be that organization, also template for other group as well. And then as my journey is that I still need to know more about myself and know more about my community. And that's why the name is want people to know that I am Kon Lao. And if you've been Kon Lao that wants and don't have somebody that would understand where your situation is, that you don't have to come to me and explain all that, because we are just cut to the chase and go moving forward, because we already know our history, and what we don't know we're going to find out together. See, it's what they want. Do you want to feed into that or break the cycle?
Break the social media.
But I guess we need it to get um our
Right.
message across to the world. So it's just is bad and good, and there's always team good and team bad. So I just want to be team good and continue on that movement. It's just not that I try to avoid and kind of suppress what's no there's things like out there that it's horrible, but I just don't want that in my mind
I
right now.
agree.
you know if i- if I put a lot of positive things, I would concentrate on that, and I would be more positive. I notice all the time that there's people that watch the news 24 hours, and they see negativity, right? And so they're negative in things. They see negative in positive things that I see. And how could you see, I realize that people have different perspective, but that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like even our parent, I have three siblings, and I have, and four of us, we have the same parent, but we live the different lives. you know it's the same concept of where we take things in how we want to experience and how we want to live our life. And sometimes we don't know how. And that's what I realize. That it's not that people don't want to. It's just that they are not taught, or maybe they don't see that there's other options, because they don't meet people like outside the
Hmm.
box. I mean, they want to be comfortable and meet. I know that we're trying to find like-minded women out there, but I already coming in, um not one view, you know what I mean? But I when I speak to some people, it's just like, this is all I
Right.
want to know. This is what I'm comfortable with. I don't want to taste that food because I like this food. Why do I want to taste why do I want to go another place because I love this place? Things like that. It's like the more people, I feel that the more diverse of people that I talk to, my mind expand and expand because it's like, wow, I never thought of that way. Or, so even from age to race to sexes, it just is just how you explain the life, and I love to learn from other people. I mean, so that's
That's awesome.
that's
Yeah, me too. That's why
yeah.
I feel that when I share something that others have not thought about, like when I shared, um,
Mhm.
the lady said there are differences in what we do in our business and our personal life, but it's not like it's a bad thing. She said it opened up her mind to see other views because if let's just
Yes.
say
Mhm.
it's like
Mhm.
going to therapy or counseling. You go to a
Mhm.
different counselor to see if you can, I don't know what you want out of it, but different views or different ways to help
Right.
cope, or somebody else who can understand in a different
Mhm.
way, or are we looking for someone who only sees it our way? I want to go to counseling is
Right.
just to talk and share what I think and then get a different perspective, because I do get a lot of pushback when I share, and it's just my opinions, in general. I think I
Mm.
said that to you too. Is like
Mhm.
what I
Mhm.
it's not even my opinion.
Mhm.
Sometimes I just say what I think, but then the other person's like, oh no, 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 that's so whatever I feel or thought is not valid, which is okay if it's, or people get into politics and they
Right.
they have a debate about it, and that's not,
Right.
I don't want to debate, I don't want to talk or fight or argue, but I will stand on my ground for things like that I
Mm.
believe in. And positivity
Right. Right.
is
Right.
what we surround ourselves with. So if we go out, we learn from people that
Mhm.
don't align with us. That can also be bad. It can turn,
Right.
what we are positive thinking about to, wait, did that? What should I think about this? This is something
Mhm.
that, what, it questions it
Mhm.
questions me, especially.
Well, I think that you know what I learned is that sometime even within your family, like is somebody that you trust, somebody that supposed to be got your back, but then it's not the thing that you need, because I mean, I'm not blaming on them, just like, because they probably don't know, because we're like from the same upbringing, but it's kind of hard when somebody you love criticize you or make you less than, and then you're starting to believe it because like they're supposed to love you and they're
Right.
saying that, you know and so I need to be stronger than that. Sometimes you're so weak that you need to feed into to your loved ones that say that you're not worthy, so so how could you be somebody that I feel that by yourself trying to have that strength to move on when everybody don't see it? So the question is like how do you pull through talking about cycle? How do we get out of that? Because it's our norm, is our loved ones, and the community supposed to care for us. But in turn, when you realize that that's not healthy, that's when you say, "Oh my gosh, I need to have set boundaries, even though you're my loved ones. I have to leave because it's not healthy." And that takes a lot of strength and a lot the courage to kind of believe yourself than the mass.
Right.
And yeah, so that's the question of, I think, everybody be, when we talk about leadership and successful, that 1% is hard when you don't value yourself because
Right. That's,
you've been
that's
told all
powerful.
your life.
Yeah, as you're sharing that, you know, one who listens can kind of go back and think about those times. And for me, it was, not feeling enough, and I actually did step out and said, I'm not going to listen to this. I'm going to take time from you. And I did for a year. The people that's in my family that
Mhm.
loves me and tells me things that makes me feel like I was not worthy. In my episode 4, I did share about that
Mhm.
and who it was that is a constant,
Yeah.
even to this day. Sees me on social media. Oh, you need to get healthy and lose weight. You're getting fat, but I'm okay in my
Mm.
skin. I should, of course, if it was the other way around where I was not happy with myself, and it could lead other people to different, yeah, bulimic, or they're not feeling that they're attractive, and they look at every single model and
Mm.
thinking, oh, I wish I could be like that. So it's like it's buried in the brain. Been telling me that my whole life, so I just look at it as, I guess our elders and the older generation, that's their way of telling that they love and care for you, just looking out for you in their own way, in their
Yes.
own words. um I'm not sure if we talked
Mhm.
about this before. It's first generation Americans that come here and what we go through. She mentioned that her dad would tell her that she needs to fix this light bulb, or always teaching her things that were tough so that she can learn in this world, but never told her
Mm.
that she did good, and always keep bringing or teaching her
Mm.
more things in life that are hard work, whereas she never learned
I see.
how to speak and how to talk. And she always thought about, why is she so quiet,
Mm.
why is she don't want to be in around society, or uh, she gets anxious when she's around people or big crowds. And then one day, and I think that she said that she noticed it in her mom. Her mom works and does the thing, but whatever dad said to do, that's what she does. There was no sharing of how she felt, what she needed, or what she wanted. She just did the everyday stuff. And then that's when she realized what she thought she was growing up with her dad teaching her all this stuff was really not her dad putting her down to make her feel that way, but saw that it's in her mom.
Mm.
Her mom didn't speak up. Her mom was shy. Her mom
Oh.
didn't want to be around people. And then she had the
Mm.
aha moment.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah. And so,
Mhm.
like the kids
I see
and
that.
us, we don't see things as until we grow up, and like what our parents taught us was.
Yeah. I think that's kind of human development being study human psychology part. I think there's certain age that our brain develop, and it's just part. If you don't know that, then it's like, oh, you're stupid, or how come you don't think like that? And but it's just our brain, human brain develop, and everybody's different. And and you see people, they're like 40 years old but have a mind of a 16-year-old, so everybody's different. But if you don't know that in our culture is don't know the psychology of human brain, then you something that is not normal, you criticize. That's the word, that's the vocabulary. It's like, oh, you're stupid. All the negative things that a child or somebody that are vulnerable to believe in, including myself, that is maybe something is wrong with me. So if you don't know that, if elder doesn't know that there's certain stages in the brain that you can't concept, and sometimes you have to wait teach some things because you can't comprehend when you're young, and you're teaching life lessons that they can't even comprehend because they don't never experience it or
Right.
foresee it, you know what I mean? In their stage. Looking back, seeing that, it's just like, oh, even like I said, I always do life lesson through my experience. And a lot of times my experience, and I'm hoping if somebody have the same thing, then they could connect and so forth. But I'm pretty sure that there's people out there that doesn't see it, don't know what I'm talking about, and we just move on instead of criticizing that you're wrong. Your way of thinking is wrong. It's like, I think if we stop that, I think we'll be a much nicer society.
Mhm.
Kindness, compassion, empathy. I think that's the key, is that we
That is
all are
true.
different.
People have to relate to it. I have a lot of patience for how we think. It's not the same as everyone, right? So I don't want, that's not like I
Right.
want them to see it my way, but I want to share and talk about it. But
Hmm.
because I share and talk about it, they think I talk too much. But the talking too much
Right.
is knowing, to
Hmm.
fill the room and who you can share that with, because the other person on the other end may or may not understand it. Yeah, the person that I
Right.
know that I have a lot of patience with is my ex fiance, and I even said, I'm
Mm.
gonna go to hell calling you stupid right now.
Nee just told me something that
but but I know it when I said, I said, oh, you're just so. I said, I'm gonna go to hell for this stupid. And
well, it's just an easy vocabulary that we know, that it's just an easy way. But if it takes a longer when you're
yeah,
analyzing it, and empathy and compassion, it just take too long. So I
how I
understand.
said, knowing before I said the words, and afterwards I said, sorry, I said that, but
Uh-huh.
yeah, you are okay. What is going on? How come? Your mom said that you were never home to teach you all these valuable lessons and also responsibilities, so that when you get older,
Uh,
you're able to
mm,
live in the world of adult. Being an adult. Their mind has not
mhm.
matured, and I'm sorry on the other side of the camera. I'm a little bit feeling inside, but yeah, it's how your brain
Uh-huh.
develops.
Mhm.
For those of us who's listening to
Mhm.
this right now, we're in our 40s, our late 40s and 50s, and we have our significant other or people that are around the same age that are not.
You know what, Linda? What I always have the aha when I reflect my younger years and what would I do different. The thing is that some people, they don't want to grow. Okay,
Hmm.
they are happy the way they are, and when they meet somebody that want to grow,
Hmm.
it scares them. Okay, because why do you want to suffer? Meaning, you have to go through the emotions. Some people are not good with
Right.
emotions and feeling, right? So a lot of people that I know, that I don't want to grow. And it's fine. It's fine, because but I know that I want to grow. But if it's going to be conflict, then there's going to be an issue. And that's what happened when we see grown people still thinking not their age, is because they just don't want to. It's there's decision. For me, okay, I respect that, but for me, that's why I have to learn to be confident who I am, knowing where I want to go, and if they don't fit that, they either come with me or not, and I have to be strong. And then we're talking about
Hmm.
loved ones, so it's hard to, because it's disguise of, the universe is testing you. Here's your assignment, which is your family, close friends. If you could deal with all the life lessons, emotions, all that stuff with what I assigned you, you have no problem to go out in the world. And if you still have that conflict within the assigned you with, then you're going to have that problem when you're outside of your assignment. That's for me, is that's why I keep on looking at who am I assigned to, and what issue that I'm still having problem with, because I'm comfortable do it with, because of the loved ones, you know. But like I said, that's your assignment, and that's your test, is the one that's closest to you. And a lot of my directions and stuff, I tried it with my family, my parents, my children, my husband. Again, it's just me, it's how I learn. And some people don't see it, and that's fine. But that's what I could give to the world, is that when I think about it, is when you are chaotic in what your assignment, when I say assignment is loved ones, you do better when somebody don't know you. You tend to excel and succeed, which is either work or other people that doesn't know you, and they see like you're a superstar. Because on the other hand, your loved ones just put you down and all the stuff that the test. And that's why I think for me in my past, it's like I always want to please other people rather than my family. They praise me, they need my service, they need me, and so I felt love. That's another trait, as when we talk about
Mhm.
people pleaser, you know, or workaholic, or try to prove myself. And that's why everything I touch, I got to do 110%, which is non-existent. I think that's what I got out of the reflection of when we talk about
Mhm.
different opinions, different direction. You're right, you're wrong, but it's just all a choice. And some people just don't want to go there and learn more and more. Other people are just like, I'm done. Leave me alone. I got my money for my retirement. I could do nothing if I want choose to. But now it's up to you to either you put up with that
Right.
or do your own thing. That's where we are now, right? Talking to you, we're talking about our entrepreneurship, going out in our community, and that's where we're at as far as close to our 50s. Like we're that bridger between the younger and the older. We're like in the middle, so
Good
we see both sides.
conversation right now. As we talk about this, we're looking at, how can I stop being a people pleaser, or what kind of trauma causes people pleasing? And then also, why am I constantly people
Mhm.
pleasing? And what is the root cause of people
Mhm.
pleasing? And I
Mhm.
think that you covered some of that too
Mhm.
in here.
Mhm. Mhm. And it is because you have to find another way. If you're a positive person and if you want to grow, if you can't have it in your immediate assignment, then you're going to go out not to get somewhere else, because you just don't believe that this is it. There's more. And I don't know that trait, where we get it from, why some people have it and some people don't. And I think that's why mentorship comes along, and that's why human services program, all that establishment is for the people that don't have it and they have it available. And I feel like throughout my life, I just seek out, and I told you one of the pre question about mentorship is like I always look at the media, because I can't find it where I am. How funny we talk about social media being so out there now, but some people need a place for to develop because in their environment they don't get that. And so that's why I went to social sciences field, human services field, social workers field. It's because to have that space for the people that needs and wants it. They are looking for it, there is available. And then you come to nonprofit, and it makes sense with all that. And you talk about nonprofit and you talk about entrepreneurship. For me, I'm doing social entrepreneurship, and that's something outside the box that I'm trying to do. It's like, could we do social entrepreneurship? Could we earn the money that we got profit for to help to impact our community and something that we love, you know? And that's for me has been what I found that is my purpose, is that I have to figure this out, bridging the two. So if you could label me of who I am now in my stage of my life, my journey of entrepreneurship is social entrepreneurship. That's what I want to be known for. What is social entrepreneurship? Who I am, the entrepreneurship where, oh my goodness, we don't talk about money, and is it our community is like, oh, she thinks about is money, all that stuff. And it's just like, wow, we need money to help people. If you don't have that money, you can't help people. That's coming together for me, but it's hard to do. It's hard to do. And I think if I stop listening to people criticizing and putting me down and all that stuff, it will happen and I will attract the people that's on the same road. Social entrepreneurship, that's my journey. How do I bridge my love for people to funding to find solution for humanity that for me in my life that I feel that my purpose. I want to be a part of that tiny solution, doing my best so I don't have regrets when I do leave, that I did what I want to do instead of listening to people that I can't do. And I have to find grace to for kind of give myself a break. If somebody don't tell me, that I have to tell myself like, you're doing too much. Your health is not good. That's where I'm at as far as being 50, my health and all that stuff. I need to pay attention more on we're not as young. All that comes to factors. I want to do more, so I have to take care and be healthy mentally, physically, and then spiritually, whatever that
I'm
looks like to
listening, and
people.
as I'm listening to that, it actually a whole another topic that we want to share. We are talking about how can we also promote social entrepreneurship, and I actually haven't heard that term, social entrepreneurship, and I had to Google it. How we impact in our community and in our society. How can we promote social entrepreneurship? What you have just shared with four major challenges of social entrepreneurship is, the lack of financial resources, the limited awareness and
Hmm.
support that we need to balance that social impact, scaling, like replicating what we do. And that's why I just love listening to you, because we both align in what we want to do for our community and also for the public in our, Asian community, Cambodian, Lao, and our allies.
As speaking up and learning about my culture, reaching out, sharing, and I have to understand what I'm sharing when people ask, and if I don't know, I go find out. So it's been a very rewarding, and also the social entrepreneurship that I'm talking about is that how could I make this a life, a living?
Mm-hmm.
How could I make a living? And then having whatever that is to go back
Right.
again. So it's like a circle, you know, for so there is grants, there is government stuff, but for me, I want to like we could do it. We could do it. A whole bunch of people that wants the same thing. We could find the solution to do it. We don't need to
Mm-hmm.
depend on other people that doesn't see what we want to do and don't understand, you know, um, the people. Even our own people don't understand, but I got my assignment, which is my family, to navigate to this far. So nothing could break me as well, Linda, just like you. It's like, well, come on, bring it on, bro. I've been through everything. Like, where you were. So I'm in that point too. It's just like, okay, what else excuses you have?
Right.
What
The
excuses you
only thing
have,
the only thing that's stopping you is
right?
you, and yeah, nothing
Yeah,
can break us,
yep.
and if you fall, we just get
So
back up. Moving forward, how the business can align with, your operation, with social and the environment goals. And I can't wait to hear how you set those goals and ways to generate income.
for my website, I spend about 13 years on and off, but really intensely with Lao Helping Lao, a year or so for surveying the people that I know to get to this point. And it took me 6 months to develop my website and to have a business plan that works as far as money. And I researched the people that in the longs and lines of what I'm doing, and I came up with a decent amount because, Linda, I just want to let you know that just like you interviewing me and I'm interviewing you, Lao Helping Lao is not for everybody. And I'm only one person and I want to expand. I want to have the money to have the best company I could have. But right now, because I'm a startup and I'm doing the front line, to get like what I want for this company, that I need to pick the people that I feel that will get me there. So basically, you have to pass a certain things that I need for you to do to get my service. Not that I'm all that. We're talking about self-worth. Come on. I like it takes me one thing for me to go in the corner. It's like, yeah, I'm a bad mom, but here I am like talking like I'm all that. No, I worked
You
hard
have
to
to tell
become
yourself.
like this healthy for myself. What I mean? So you come if nobody
Yeah.
else will, I have to do myself. So anyway, no, but I, in a journey of, yes, I have this price and I have this time, but not everybody gonna get that from me. You know what I'm saying? It's part of the interview process of did you pass that test? Because I've been tested all my life. Like when we were talking about the assignment with our family and the things that we need to know. So Lao Helping Lao is a platform for people to explore of what they want. And I want to be a platform for you to be able to do that. And let's do this together. And it's gonna be slow, and it's gonna be all that. Like I said, I spend a lot of time in cultivating things, and what I have now is like when we're talking about money, it's like, well, my software is telling me not to, so I can't do it. You know what I mean? It's like it's like even though I want to get for free, they can't because they have to go through my software. So I set it up that way for me. It's not for anybody. It's for me because I have a hard time in charging people, because being 16 years volunteer and to come out of that, and when I'm volunteering, I'm talking about leadership position that people pay big buck to be volunteer, because I'm in a stage for me to be able to volunteer, because I want to make sure that I'm there for my kids, so that was my choice. But I volunteer for things that I know that I'm passionate about. Little did I know that I'm putting everything that I have for 16 years into something that the real business are doing, which is social entrepreneurship. And that's the what I have to tackle. I'm finally confident in my product, and of course there's going to be some, like you and I, like case studies all the time. And that's why I love it, because it's shaping me where I want to go. Is who coming to my world, you know what I mean? So if I'm not going there to kind of like beg people, right? It's not that kind of service. Like, if you need a service, here's what Lao Helping Lao could do for you, and that's where I spend my time and effort on you, to make you realize what you want. And if you think that Lao Helping Lao could help you, then we'll do it together. And as far as money part, it's like whatever you could, uh, you know, Jai, which is my level, is like zero. You don't have to pay anything to be in the Lao Helping Lao, to see all the resources. And then if you're a student that needs some service hours or some internship and all that stuff that you're trying to work towards, hopefully Lao Helping Lao could connect you and have the skills that you need. And then therefore adult, where I want to start a business, or I want to do this but I don't know how. And that's adult membership, where you and I could like explore some things that could help you to get there. And then lastly, the membership for the business and organization, and mainly the nonprofit that need help with fundraising, volunteers, and all that stuff. And so I made it into progressions. Of course, 25 years of Girl Scout helped me to put this together. That it's progression, and we talk about the human brain, about development of like certain stages in your life. So that's why I feel like, okay, for free, and you're a student, you're adult, and then you're ready to whatever that venture you have. that's when you know could and the money kind of goes along with it. And for me, I don't do for hourly. It's membership, so it's like whatever you need is unlimited, you know. And so for me, I can't spread myself too thin, because like I'm hoping to have work, like people that works for me or freelancer that doing the same thing, that we could, you know, earn that money. And that's why this social entrepreneurship is a challenge for me, but I'm willing to tackle it. That's what Lao Helping Lao is all about. And you know, you don't have to be Lao. You know, it's like if you're my friends, my allies, we could do whatever we want. You know what I mean? It's just a conversation starter of my name of my business. Who knows what Lao Have Lao could be, is depending on the people that's like, I want to be a part of that. I want to be part of that. How could we work together to get what we want, as far as having the money to support our lives, and then at the same time impact in ourselves and others. So that's a big assignment. I know. That's a big goal. And that's why people are like, oh man, she's going crazy. That's never going to happen, you know?
I feel that you are on the right track. You have a goal set, and you're going to see it whatever way, right? If you know it's not going to work, you're going to pivot to another section. But the thing I learned is entrepreneurs are crazy. We work hours that doesn't even make sense, or what's always on our mind, that I'm not alone, that I'm not the only. Had to think that when I'm doing this, I may be alone, because no one's going to see it the way I see it. My volunteer or me helping the community, um, but it is like, I look at, as when you said assignment, my assignment, or my purpose in life, is to guide and help others in the direction that, not in way that I had made mistakes, but to be able to go and continue to grow. And the social entrepreneurship that you speak of, and I want to acknowledge you, and I'm inspired by how you want to change what you were doing before volunteering, and what you've learned for 25 years, and here you are, um, doing this for our community, any community. That I feel is very empowering for a lot of, not only women, because we need to step up more and be able to have a voice, but I love that the membership is able to not set a price on assignment is being charged. It's like, this is a membership, you come in, we all work together for a cause or a movement, that in turn, what you're doing now can be replicated and taught to my community. So Lao Helping Lao, what you're doing, we then can incorporate it to any of the other communities. And so you have something there. Like, I could take it to my community, and now we all come together as an ally from all over to have a reunion
Yes.
conference of different diverse communities coming together. And here you are the
Yes.
visionary. And I had the same discussion with a gentleman last night. He said that, Linda, I'm a visionary, but I never get to execute it because I have all these projects going on. And I said, I actually can help you kind of tone that down. I said, I know what you're thinking, because I'm the same way. I have so many things I want to do, but what is your real focus, and where you want to see that vision going? So we broke it down last night in simple words, because I don't think he got to that yet. He goes, Linda, I really didn't really put anything together yet. I just thought about this. So I said, okay, well, great. So let's start with this. And I shared that with him, and he said, okay. Oh, okay, I got this. Okay, let's see what's gonna happen. And I can see that he will be a great person in our. You probably need to interview him now and see if he fits your and aligns with you as an
Yeah,
interview. He
yeah.
is working on sustainability efforts for the community, and oh my gosh. And I was listening to him and share and what he wanted to do, and then it aligned with me already, because that's what I'm doing here at home, and we're just talking about it some more, and bringing the entrepreneur into the
Mhm.
business, adult business and organization, where we are also help funding your mission, and getting all the businesses together as You are the CEO, you're the visionary, and how to execute it is with a team of people who have all these experiences and expertise and come together and have meetings, and then it's going to be beautiful. I already see it. I'm already sitting in my chair. He's sitting in his chair. You're sitting in your chair right now thinking, we have this. We can't do it alone. We need help.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, and if you see my directory in my what I came up with by research, and so far what I a year now into this is that basically I want to do an app where you go Lao Helping Lao and see all those subjects expert, being not just expert but founders and CEO of that subject. If that's all fill of from being from from going to business all the way to vocations, I mean, you cover every single thing that people could be in their life. Any career, that's why I put my objective is career exploration, because Lao Helping Lao is a playground of experiencing of what it is, and there's no like, oh my god, you're stupid, oh, hey, you know what, do it. You do it, you fail, you do something else. That's very exploration. And for the development part, it's those people, I know what I want, this is the skill I have, and like you said, let's have a summit to develop it more. So that's the key, the objective, like overall. And then of course I have the second one, which is the history, the language, and culture. And that is just when, for myself, my journey, when people ask me, oh, you're from Laos, oh, tell me a little bit more about Laos, you know what I mean? So I want to make sure that I'm saying it correctly, and this is mainly for my children and my grandchildren, where grandma come from. So that's why I put that component there. So either you're Cameroon, you're Hmong, whatever that is, have that living authentically and be confident of who you are. And I know we've been shunned for so many years, but no, we're going to be proud of that. And then thirdly is bridging the gap between the youth and the elder. Of course, we just talk about we're the bridger of the younger generation and the older generation. It's a big task, but those are what, and I know that everybody fits that if they choose to be a part of Lao Helping Lao. You know what I mean? So there's no discrimination at all, and there's allies in there. So for me to say that it's all the Lao, no, but I need to let that go and look at, I met you, and then it's a start of a beautiful relationship where we have a common goal, and it's like, how are we going to do it? Let's put our skills together, and then, hey, if other people connect with us, then we get more people in the movement and whatever it is that we're in partner with. And I think that's what I envision, Lao Helping Lao, all along, is that it's just, personally, you have to know who you are for you to be able to share it, with somebody else. And that's just the basic concept, and it's not any division between that or anything like that. Because I just need to know my stuff to tell you if you ask me about
Are you Lao or are
about
you Lao?
Laos. It's like, I'm like, let me
Is Lao
let
a
me get back
country
to
or
you.
Laos?
you know I know. Why is it Laotian and why are people saying Lao? Oh, you want to? Oh, I got that. I got that
Loud and
explanation.
loud.
Is that because I don't know if you had that question to me, but my explanation on that is that in Lao, you could you speak Lao a little bit
Doi.
or no? Yeah, that's good. That's wonderful. Okay. Perfect vocabulary. And that's one thing is, I like, you always, for me, I don't want to teach them slang, like, all the slang thing, it's like, my children don't want, but of course they're gonna get somewhere else, but for me, I'm just trying to do my best. But doi is good, Linda, very good vocabulary. But okay, here's this.
Okay.
You asked me or not. I'm just gonna tell you. Okay. Lao helping Lao. Okay. In Lao, there's no such thing as Laotian. Okay. In the Lao language, we say helpingคน Lao. Lao. Lao could be a lot of multi-ethnic group, right? Lao Hmong, Lao Mun. I had to learn all the ethnic in Lao. That's my assignment to learn all that. And I'm glad I learned. I'm meeting you, so I'm gonna learn more about how you see things and about race. But so Lao Helping Lao is that for me, I want our Lao community, and then people would say, no, you're America, you're Laotian. But you think about it, there's Thailand. All when they mention who they are, they're just Thai. There's no Thai Asian,
Or Thai Ocean.
right? It's just Thai. 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 But I know the French wants like easy word like American, Laotian, and to determine that is the people, you know. But helping Kon Lao is that it's I'm speaking Lao but using helping because in Lao we don't have ing or ed. It's always present. You know that, right? So helping is actually it's a foreign word. But Lao helping Lao is actually speaking like Spanish, like a I'm Spanish. No, you're not Spanish. You know, it's but Espanol is like it, right? Like that's how they speak. And the Lao is how we speak, how we call ourselves. So it's not exclusion of like, oh, because you say you Lao, you just Lao, and then all the Hmong and all the Taidam and all the ethnic things don't feel belong. But that's another unity that I'm working at as well, is that helpingคนลาว, what I mean? Whatever you in the longs and lines of your history or heritage. And for me, it comes down to, could you speak Lao? That's the bottom line. Because I went to France. This is I know I'm off tangent, but my other my other families are in from they got sponsored to France, and they're about like close to 100 people, right? Because I went to visit, and I did a family tree. So Linda, I went there. The younger generation, we just look at each other. We don't know how to speak Lao. We don't know how to speak French. We don't know how to speak English. I mean, so for me, I'm like, huh. So how do we speak to the people that's all over the world that is coming from Lao or have a heritage from Lao? The only thing that I come up with is if you could relearn Lao again, because that's when what we connect us is the language, because we are not speaking the same language all over the world, so that's the reason why for me is confident in calling Lao helping Lao, even the backlash about Laotian and all that stuff. It's like, I'm done with people writing our story, you know it's like labeling us, you're Laotian, or when I came to Michigan, no, you're Hmong ni, you Hmong. And it's like, I don't even know what Hmong was when I was 23 years old, just got out of college. That's how not educated we are, you know and so no, I'm not Hmong, and I'm not Laotian. I could be Lao. I'm Lao. you know. So it's that's the reason why, is that if you don't know the Lao language, Lao is how we say it in Laos.
But my kids are Kun Lao, and but they're not educated on the Lao tradition and or culture or language.
hmm And I think when it's up there, like my children, they're born here in the United States. When they go to college and they like, there's no Lao. if they go to club, they have to belong to Chinese club, Filipino club, so they're labeled Philippine because they don't have a club. And then and then the and then their friend talk to their family in Korean or in Chinese, and they're like, how come I can't speak Lao? Well, there's got to be a, what I mean? It's just they I want them to learn so many years ago, but they didn't get it. Just like I talk about the human development, right? The brain. Now that they're out there, it's like, oh, that's why mom wants to teach me. But that's why my older daughter was in the SAIL program, which is a Center of Lao Study. She went to Laos, so she could read and write more than me. That's how determined she was to to know the Lao language. So she know how to read and write. And I'm just like, dang. I can't make excuses anymore. Even my children is uh, because I always make excuses. For anyways, so that's like for me, that's how we all could communicate with around the world. Kind If you could speak Lao and try to speak Lao, in my eyes, you're Lao. you know, so you could be Commune or whatever. I'm still learning Southeast Asian. If you speak Lao and you want to know Lao, you're Lao. I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, you're Lao. You're Lao. I don't care what other people say, but you're Lao. You're quite Lao. You know. So that's how I know the community is having excuses again for us not to work together. Either the flag, the politics, the language that we use. Just excuses.
I've seen,
And I'm done with that.
yeah,
I'm
I'm
done.
seeing a
I'm
lot
done with
more of
that
that
excuse.
being presented on Facebook, and I'm not sure if, of all things, say Facebook, coming out, and I think it was the people that I recently have been coming together with for in Texas. And that's when I got to learn more.
Hmm.
Like, there are the elder generation who are very
Hmm.
sensitive to the topic and doesn't want to talk about it, don't want to see it or hear it, or even the music coming up with the newer generation singing that can be offensive,
Hmm.
and it brings back
Yeah.
those
Yep.
trauma that
Yep.
they went through, and I think
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
for
Yep.
for our generation to help Lao and other communities, yeah,
Bridge
to
that.
bridge that with our the younger generation.
Hmm. Yeah, because I mean, there's it's just they just know what's out there, and sometimes there's manipulation of what they want them to learn, and that's why it's scary, and that's why I want Lao Helping Lao to be that that place where I'm fact checking everything, you know, even though I'm learning, and I'm pretty sure there's gonna be facts checking along the way. I mean, it's not gonna be perfect. I just have that in my mind that it's not like be all and done all, be all, what's that word? Be all and be all and done all. What's that American word? Like it's not the way it is. You know what I mean? It could change, evolve. Be all and done all. How you say that? Be all.
No, I don't
You
right
don't know
now.
what I'm talking about,
Sorry.
but it's like, but you understand what I'm talking about. Like this is it. Like how sometimes some people say like this is that's it. Like there's not it's a fact. Well, yeah, but the world was flat before, so you know, so so I know that Lao Helping Lao could be wrong, but at this point, I want to get to the point where I want to get the people that I know that we could learn together and have a solid place for the youth to say, hey, I could trust that company, you know, and yeah, so it's just a lot of expectation on myself, but I just don't want regrets because we're not any younger.
Yeah, for sharing how you feel vulnerably and also openly. Your transparency comes through how you mentor others as well. we share in this episode, we're healing together. And we're also celebrating World Refugee Day, June 20th. And we are doing this podcast interview on June 19th. So for the National Immigrant Heritage Month with Lao Helping Lao with Ny. Thank you for being here. So for our listeners who are listening, how can they support these efforts?
Hmm. My website is up and running, and we are adding more every day. And if you could check out www.laohelpinglao.com and see where you fit in, and if you start from there, and if resonate with you, it's a free consultation. It's doesn't cost anything for you to have inquiries, or what's the next step. So that's how you could find out more, is through our website. And I could be found in LinkedIn, Ny Derry. There, my experience, and if you want to know more about me and what I did, my experience, all that stuff. I've been working very hard on LinkedIn since I got laid off, and that's how I got where I am now, to kind of look at who I am, where I'm gonna go, and so LinkedIn has been helping me to move forward, and kind of surprise of the skills that I have that I'm shy about, but I am putting that into use instead of put it aside. And don't be shy about what you've been through and what skills you have, because is very vital for you to use it. And who knows, maybe somebody will find that inspiration from what you're doing. So it's always yourself, and then if you're healthy and confident, and then you're able to help others. So it's just that process. Know yourself, discover yourself, and then hoping that you can
Yes.
share
So if you
that,
need help with
and
anything, contact
live
me for a
leave a
free
legacy for
consultation
the younger
to
generation.
determine your next steps. As we're near the end of this podcast,
Hmm.
I want to know, do you have any
Yes,
questions for me?
for sure. Actually, I do, Linda. One of the burning questions since I met you was, your nationality and all that stuff, because I get the same thing. And that's what it led me to create my, or Lao Helping Lao. So I want to know, um, where are you at your stages when somebody
Great
say
question.
and ask you where you're
People
from.
who have asked me where am I from because of my looks, actually, they can't guess where I'm from. I can blend in and also be of many diverse ethnic backgrounds. Actually, been told I look Cambodian because of my color of my skin, and also Hispanic and from the islands. So I I am Cambodian. I actually was born in Utah in a white predominant school, and I did not grow up with any Cambodians in my school or in the general area of Sandy, Utah. And it was until I reached high school that I actually met some Lao in the school. When people ask me, even in school, where am I from, I really don't know. And that was my mission to, I call it mission because, it's, I don't know. And my mom, who spoke really limited English, I had to learn English from school and then go home and talk English to her. And she also was like, you're Cambodian, you need to speak this language so that you don't lose it. But what I learned is I don't know how to speak Cambodian. I was told that I spoke more of in a different tone. So when I spoke it in public or to people responded back, they would laugh back at me saying that it sounded funny. being in a predominant white school, I would say second language is American. Even now, yeah, English. Sorry, it is English, and
English?
it was when I was about
No, that's okay.
15. I went to a youth at risk program, and I was the secretary behind the desk, and learning about other ethnicity because people who were in or youth at risk that needed help, like they came from a background that wasn't very safe and nurturing. I learned about where they came from, what brought them here, why were they in this program, and so that's where I started learning more about other ethnicity, and I get more of where are you from, what do you do, and I did not know, and so I made it to be where I was going to learn, and so that road started when I moved to Oregon, and I met oh my gosh, more Asians than I can actually know. That's including like Philippines. I never knew Philippines existed, and I did not know even Hmong Mien. I That group I did not know until maybe the last 10 years. So, and I'm almost 50, so it's kind of like these other communities exist, but it was through the nonprofit organization of Apano, which is here located in Portland, Oregon, Asian American Pacific Islander of Oregon, um, where I started to learn about other diverse groups, including immigrants and refugee,
Mhm.
and how people came from their homeland and how their families left because to survive, and things are, or they came here because they wanted a better life or to make a living. So that's when I didn't understand was why did they how did they come here,
Mhm.
and that's when I started asking my mom, how did we come here, and sponsorship was one of
Mm.
the things that she touched based on, and um,
Mhm.
was very lucky to have come during that time, or else we would not know where we would be. I don't know if I would be here to be even speaking to you. So the whole culture of Cambodia, I only knew like music when I went with my
Mm.
mom,
Mm.
and when I go to the temple, I still did not know why we had to do certain things, like that bad, with and
Mhm.
praying and the incense and all that.
Mhm.
That's why I wanted to learn, and I learned that through actually my
Mhm.
ex-husband's family, and a lot of
Mhm.
it was growing up, going to the temple,
Mm.
making the Lao food. I actually could say I probably cook better Lao food than Cambodian food because my mom came here at 19 and she did not know how to make certain foods. She knew she knew more of the stir
Mm.
fry and soups, but that was where my love for food came, food
Mm.
culture, and the language. I would say Cambodian language is very challenging to learn because with the dialect
Mm.
and with the pronunciation and the rolling of the R's, Lao language is
Mm.
easier for me to pick up and learn.
Mhm.
And so when I listen
Mhm.
to what I also want to learn is, there's many different dialects
Mm.
of Lao
Interesting.
language where I'm learning this from my ex-husband's side, and I come here and I hear this other
Mhm.
dialect that
Yep.
didn't sound recognized. And so then I thought, oh, how come you speak this different Lao? Where are you from? And that's where I learned, like, there's the Khmer Saran, where you have the Cambodian
Mm.
Lao language, which is a little bit a different dialect, Khmer and Lao, and then their accent is different. So that's when I started getting more curious, and I love the Lao food too. I hope I answered your question.
Yes. Yes. Because I was just wondering, if somebody asks, because I get that all the time, because I guess I look different. Because I rather have my answer being Lao than being Chinese, because they assume that we're Chinese. And nothing wrong with that, but when somebody come up like our, Chinese? Or you what part China are you from? It's kind of teachable moment instead of being mad. And so I just have to have answer for it, because a lot of time when I don't have the patience, I just say, hey, I'm from Michigan. No, where you where you from? No, really, where you from? I'm from Michigan. What are you talking about? you know I grew up in New York.
Right.
And they get mad, and I'm just like, what's wrong with that answer either?
Yes.
you know what's wrong with it? What's wrong with you from Utah? You were born from Utah. you know questioning, they never stop questioning when I give them that I'm from Michigan or New York. That's when I say, you know what, I need to know my
From
heritage,
Michigan,
because
but
I
then
I look
depending on
different
who's
here.
asking you, and
People are not
yeah,
accepting my
I do
answer.
I do get that, uh, and I think it's from either depending on how we feel and how we answer it, because it leads to a different question too, right? And I get, where are you from? I said, what do you
Yeah.
mean? I've asked that because it could
Mhm.
be
Mhm.
ethnicity, and this is a good way to also educate our listeners, is, what is the questions that we get most asked is, where you're from. And this could be different ethnic backgrounds that's asking this question, and I usually kind of try different ways
Mhm.
of answering it. I even say, I'm from Utah, or I
Right.
live in Oregon. Oh, okay, and they're fine with that answer. Then you have this. Oh, no, no. What is your background? Where are you from? I said, I'm born here,
Mhm.
Utah. So like, I guess what I'm doing is, it's not to be um, stubborn or not. I
Mhm.
guess irritated about the question or not knowing where they're coming from, is trying different answers and see what people are reacting to, and if it sticks. And then the other one
Mhm.
is, no, where are you from? Oh, I'm
Mhm.
Cambodian. Oh, okay, you look like you're not Cambodian. I would never have guessed that. I would have thought
Mhm.
you were
Mhm.
Hawaiian, and I grew up looking Hawaiian, or Samoan. That's in Utah. So depending what state you're from, there's a lot of, because
Mm.
it's a Mormon state, and a lot
Mhm.
of the Samoans, the Tongans, the
Mhm.
Polis, they come from Hawaii, and they're also in that
Mhm.
state, so I can fit in well. And I've always known and thought this, that I blend in, and I can, like a chameleon, like I can just blend in with anybody,
Mm.
or look like them. When I was around the Asian community, I looked Hispanic, and I got called Guam.
Mhm.
So I even get called,
Mhm.
you look tropical, not
Mhm.
tropical. I could be anything.
Mm.
And so I would try that. I would see what people are really, either have fun with it, or we can, or I
Mm.
even said, got me, I came from my mom and dad. I said that too before, and they're like, well, I know that.
I like that
Yeah,
one.
so it's, just depending who's asking me.
Haha. Oh gosh. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being candid about that. I For me, I love learning about myself and others, and especially when we are neighbors in our heritage, and come to find out we you know borrow each other's language, and all that stuff that find me more curious about the relationship, and to even help further what we have learned. So I'm excited about that, especially because actually
Cambodian is
I think we're the
person.
first
Khmer could be
Cambodian
referred to as people and
commune,
or the
right?
language. Khmer. Or some people pronounce it Khmer, which I should probably learn how it's pronounced too. And we need to get
Combine,
somebody.
combine. See, come, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, just like Lao Laotian. Okay, so So for me, I think you're the first person that I have talked this long that you're from Cambodia. I swear. So I'm privileged, and it's even you say like, yeah, I got to learn more. It doesn't matter, but you're acknowledging it, and even the
Yeah,
suksabai, it's like I love that word suksabai. Did I say that right? Say it. So, I just love if you could touch, even people say somebody boy, it's like wow, you understand me, just saying the language,
yeah,
it touches that person when you take the time to learn the language, So I appreciate you,
me
and
too. I'm
also
so excited.
our
I'm just excited
relationship,
to
and
more. So
what's
stay
ahead of
tuned,
us.
guys.
I
So I
think it's
want to leave
exciting.
also my signature question for my guesses. So you ready?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I guess.
Just the
If I
finishing
haven't talked
touch
already.
to the end of
I mean,
this
for five
beautiful
hours. I don't
conversation,
know if
beautiful
I have
relationship.
talked about it.
All right. So, what empowering message or piece of advice would you like to leave with our listeners as they navigate their own journeys, facing challenges and rising above them?
Hmm. I think what I learned the most is that we are taught to be empower ourselves and be strong, and take a stand. But if you're unhealthy and listening to that your unhealthy self, you're going to create more problem to you and the surrounding, uh who you're surrounding with, or the environment. The lesson learned for me is to better to get healthy and be the best version of
Wow, that's
yourself,
deep.
so you could listen to you more and trust you more. So that's and then you start the healing process, no matter what stages you're on. For me, I'm still healing the age 52. Some people think that, oh, I'm too old for that, or it's too late for me, I did my mistake. But I just want your listeners to know is like, please learn how to forgive yourself, and that you're able to correct whatever that is you feel that you need to forgive yourself to the path that's more healthy for you. And that is to surround yourself with the people that could help you to be healthy, and to see that maybe your old self was, and you're listening to your unhealthy self. And for those people that are listening, that I'm always healthy. uh I don't understand what you're talking about, Nee. I just hope that you know that you could be somebody that somebody could look up to, and for you to show up for those people that can't see. And don't forget about us. Don't forget about the people that don't have the voice, but you do, and you have the privilege and all the whatever it is that is label of that, because everybody's different, and everybody's in a given situation different, and you just have to know where you are and what you're able to do, and just recognize um, where you're at in the
Thank
stage.
you
Either
so
you're
much. Yeah,
seeking or
that is
giving.
healthy. That's the end of it that
I'll
is
leave us
most
that.
important because as you said that, I'm thinking
So,
about all the people that are my friends that needs to look at that being healthy. So before, make yourself healthy so you can be able to start healing, and that way you're able to move forward, take the next step.
and then we, yeah, and we have, they need some, a company like yours and mine to know that that there's a place for them to go, because there's no place for them to go, even though they have that feeling. Like when I do have, like, I have nowhere to turn, and that's why I create it, because I'm not gonna make excuses for, or because there's no such thing as that, so I have to be whatever the stigma of us asking for counseling or asking for help, whatever
Wonderful. We
that
had
stigma
our
is, to
guest,
say
me,
that's
the
more
episode
healthier
today. I've
to
learned a
do
lot,
that
and
than
thank you
not.
for being here. So, if you or someone you know is struggling with trauma, reach out to a mental health professionals. Our support networks can make a significant difference in the healing journey. So, calling all listeners, your voice matters in our peer mending community. Share your stories, thoughts, or questions related to overcoming challenges, healing from trauma, or any topics discussed in our episodes. Let's build a supportive space together.
Click the bell icon next to the subscribe button on their channel.